Welcome to the Mind Spark, bringing you the latest news from around the world. They say it's for science, for progress. The official story is that these experiments are meant to unlock the secrets of the universe, to push humanity forward into a new era of understanding. But deep beneath Switzerland, unelected globalist scientists are running the most powerful experiments in history. These are not just any experiments, they involve energies and forces that have never before been unleashed on Earth. They call it CERN, officially a quest to study the universe's building blocks. The world's largest particle accelerator, smashing atoms at nearly the speed of light, all in the name of discovery. But is that the whole story? Or is the official narrative just a cover for something far more sinister? Some believe there's a hidden purpose, shrouded in secrecy and darkness. The headlines are sanitized, the jargon confusing, all to keep you from asking, are they trying to open a portal? The language is so complex it's almost designed to keep the public in the dark. A doorway to another dimension, or worse. Why the secrecy? Why the need for such intense security in hidden chambers? Why billions for a machine buried deep underground? What are they really searching for, or perhaps what are they trying to summon? The symbolism at CERN is hard to ignore. Statues of Hindu gods of destruction, ancient symbols that seem out of place at a scientific institution. Logos resembling the number of the beast, swirling patterns that spark questions about their true meaning. Are these coincidences, or hints at a hidden agenda? Could these be subtle messages or warnings left in plain sight? The media will call you a conspiracy theorist for even asking. They dismiss all doubts, labeling any questions as paranoia. But when the stakes are this high, the very fabric of reality, we can't afford blind trust. The risks could be unimaginable, affecting not just science but the fate of humanity itself. We must look at the evidence ourselves. It's up to us to question, to investigate, and to demand transparency. What is really happening in that tunnel beneath the Earth? The truth may be stranger and more terrifying than we ever imagined. You've heard my name. You've seen the headlines, the debates, the attempts to discredit me. But why? Why do I get labeled as controversial, as dangerous, as someone who should be ignored or silenced? They call me controversial because I ask the questions the establishment wants buried. Questions that make the powerful uncomfortable. Questions that challenge the status quo. My job isn't just to read a teleprompter. My job is to challenge the narratives handed down from on high, to dig deeper when others look away, and to demand answers when the truth is inconvenient. For years, I've exposed the lies about our economy, our wars, our so-called experts, those who claim to know what's best for you, but rarely face the consequences of their own decisions. They tried to silence me, to shut down the conversation, but millions are waking up, realizing the people in charge don't have our best interests at heart. People are starting to ask their own questions, to demand real accountability. This brings us to CERN, the world's most advanced scientific facility, shrouded in secrecy and intrigue. This isn't just about science, it's about power, about who gets to decide what risks are acceptable for the rest of us. A small, unaccountable elite is running experiments that could change the world forever, with no real public oversight. They operate behind closed doors, making decisions that could affect every single one of us. They tell you to trust them. They insist they know what they're doing, that everything is under control. But have they earned that trust? Or have they simply demanded it, expecting us to follow blindly? The same people who sold us endless wars and failed policies now say not to worry about a machine that could create a black hole. They've been wrong before, disastrously wrong. When I talk about CERN, I'm talking about the arrogance of the ruling class. People who think they can play God with technology you paid for, with consequences you'll have to live with. You have a right to know the risks. You have a right to demand transparency, to insist on answers, and to be part of the conversation. You have a right to question the official story, to push back when something doesn't add up, and to refuse to be silenced. That's what we're going to do, together. We're going to investigate, to uncover, and to hold the powerful accountable. Let's peel back the layers and see what they're hiding. The truth is out there, and it's time we found it. Ask CERN, and you'll hear a polished story and international collaboration, a peaceful quest for knowledge. They point to inventions like the World Wide Web as proof of their good intentions. But behind the PR, CERN is the largest, most powerful scientific facility ever built. The Large Hadron Collider is a 17-mile tunnel, 300 feet underground. Inside, they recreate the conditions of the universe's birth, experiments of unimaginable power. This isn't a science fair project, it's cosmic risk. The official story is academic research, the reality, an organization with billions in funding tampering with space-time itself. They operate at energy levels never before seen on Earth, supremely confident in their control. But history is full of experts who were confident right before disaster struck. What aren't they telling us? What are the real risks? The Large Hadron Collider, LHC, is a 17-mile racetrack for protons guided by magnets colder than deep space. These protons accelerate to nearly the speed of light, circling the ring over 11,000 times per second. At precise points, the beams collide head-on, unleashing cataclysmic energy, miniature Big Bangs. Why? When protons smash together, energy transforms into new exotic particles, some not seen since the dawn of the universe. Giant detectors capture the aftermath, tracking every particle's path. By sifting through this debris, scientists claim to map the laws of nature. But they're smashing the building blocks of reality itself. What if something doesn't just decay? What if it breaks? This isn't just science, it's a gamble with the unknown. The LHC is a tool of creation and destruction. Are we prepared for what might emerge? The risks are real, and the consequences could be cosmic. Here's where things get strange. The symbolism at CERN is impossible to ignore. It's not just the science that draws attention, but the mysterious choices in art and design that surround the facility. The most prominent art on campus? A statue of Shiva, the Hindu god of destruction, standing tall and enigmatic right outside the main building. CERN says it's a metaphor for the cosmic dance of particles, a symbol of creation and destruction intertwined, reflecting the very nature of the universe they study. But why place a god of destruction at the entrance to the world's most powerful experiment? For many, this choice raises more questions than answers, fueling speculation about hidden meanings. The CERN logo? Many see the number 666, the mark of the beast, hidden in its design, a detail that conspiracy theorists point to as evidence of something darker at play. Officials call it coincidence, but how many coincidences are you willing to accept before you start to wonder if there's a pattern? The facility sits near a town once called Apolliacum, believed to have a temple to Apollo, the destroyer. This historical connection only deepens the sense of mystery. These symbols suggest another layer to CERN's mission. One not just scientific but possibly spiritual or even occult, hinting at a purpose beyond what's publicly acknowledged. Some claim the real goal isn't the Higgs boson, but tearing a hole in reality itself, pushing the boundaries of what we understand about existence, weakening the veil between worlds, opening doors to realms we can barely imagine, and perhaps unleashing forces we don't fully comprehend. A dimension some might call hell, or at the very least, a place where the rules of our universe no longer apply. Is CERN trying to open a gateway to harness what lies beyond? Or are they simply exploring the unknown, unaware of what they might awaken? It sounds insane, but the symbolism is there for all to see, woven into the very fabric of the facility and its surroundings. What are they really inviting in? And are we truly prepared for the answer? CERN's crowning achievement, the discovery of the Higgs boson, the so-called God particle. The Higgs explains why particles have mass, solving a puzzle in physics. The theory, an invisible Higgs field fills the universe. Some particles interact with it and gain mass. Others don't. The Higgs boson is proof this field exists, a ripple in the fabric of reality. To find it, CERN had to create miniature Big Bangs, generating enough energy to make the Higgs appear for a fleeting instant. In 2012, they found it, confirming the standard model of physics. For scientists, it was a triumph. But for the rest of us, it raises a profound question. They've learned to manipulate the field that gives substance to reality. This isn't just theory, it's practical power over creation itself. The discovery wasn't an endpoint, it was a beginning. A new kind of science with powers we're only starting to comprehend. What will they do with this knowledge, and what doors have they opened? Beyond spiritual fears, there's a concrete scientific worry. Could the LHC create a black hole? It sounds like science fiction, but CERN had to address it with public safety reviews. Their answer? No, it's impossible. But is their confidence justified? The theory smash particles with enough energy and you might create a microscopic black hole. Mainstream physics says the LHC can't reach those energies, but some theories suggest gravity could be stronger at tiny scales, making black holes possible. CERN says even if created, these black holes would evaporate instantly, harmless blips. They also argue cosmic rays hit Earth with more energy than the LHC, and we're still here. But that assumes our understanding is complete. What if it isn't? What if they create something nature never has? Are we risking everything on their certainty? CERN's research flirts with science fiction, extra dimensions, hidden universes, the multiverse. Theories like string theory suggest our universe may have up to 11 dimensions, most curled up and invisible. How could CERN find them? By smashing particles so hard one might slip into another dimension, vanishing from our reality. We wouldn't see the particle, just its absence. A sign something left our universe. Mainstream science isn't talking about hell, but they are searching for evidence of other realities. The LHC could, in theory, create a microscopic bridge, a wormhole, to another universe. They're probing the boundaries of existence itself. The official story is full of reassurances, but the science is openly exploring the edge of reality. The question isn't if they can knock on the door to another world. The question is, what happens if something answers back? Are we ready for what we might unleash? As CERN's experiments ramp up, the world isn't just watching, it's reacting. Social media platforms ignite with wild speculation, fueling a digital wildfire of conspiracy theories. Hashtags like #PortalToHell and #CERNConspiracy trend overnight. TikTok and YouTube overflow with videos claiming the end is near, while Twitter threads dissect every obscure symbol and scientific paper. Misinformation spreads faster than facts. Memes warn of black holes swallowing the Earth, while viral posts claim scientists have already made contact with something beyond. Some users demand transparency, others urge caution, and a few even call for the experiments to be shut down altogether. The debate is fierce. For every voice of reason explaining the real science, 10 more push chilling theories of secret societies, ancient prophecies, and apocalyptic risks. CERN becomes a battleground, not just for particles, but for public trust and the very definition of truth in the digital age. The question echoes louder than ever: are we opening doors best left closed, or simply letting our fears run wild? As the digital frenzy reaches a boiling point, the scientific community refuses to stay silent. Leading physicists and CERN spokespeople step into the spotlight, determined to separate fact from fiction. In press conferences and televised interviews, they address the swirling rumors head-on. Clips of white-coated researchers calmly explain, "There is no evidence of portals, parallel dimensions, or supernatural dangers. Our experiments are grounded in decades of peer-reviewed science." Official statements appear across CERN's channels, debunking viral myths and inviting the public to tour their facilities virtually. Some scientists even take to social media themselves, using threads and live quandas to answer questions and debunk the most persistent conspiracies. "The only thing we're opening," one physicist jokes in a viral clip, "is new chapters in the book of human knowledge." Despite their efforts, skepticism lingers. But for many viewers, seeing the faces and hearing the voices of real experts brings a sense of reassurance. The message is clear. While the unknown can be unsettling, science thrives on transparency, collaboration, and the relentless pursuit of truth, not secrecy or superstition. As the dust settles from the latest wave of controversy, one question lingers in the air: what lies ahead for CERN? Behind the reinforced walls and labyrinthine tunnels, researchers are already sketching blueprints for the next generation of experiments. Rumors swirl about even more powerful particle accelerators, capable of smashing atoms at energies never before imagined. Some whisper about Project Omega, a rumored initiative said to probe the very boundaries of reality itself. Will these future experiments finally answer humanity's oldest questions, or will they open doors we were never meant to cross? The possibilities are as exhilarating as they are unsettling. Could CERN stumble upon the building blocks of dark matter, glimpse the hidden architecture of the multiverse, or accidentally trigger phenomena beyond human comprehension? The world watches, holding its breath. Each new experiment promises revelations, but also risks. As scientists push ever deeper into the unknown, one thing is certain: the story of CERN is far from over. And what comes next may change everything we think we know about our universe and our place within it.